The Titanic sank on the night of April 14, 1912. More than 1,500 people perished in the disaster. Only in the third class there were 706 passengers, out of which only 178 survived the disaster. There are many tragic stories of loss and death on the Titanic, but the story of the Sage family is unique in its own way because it was the largest family of 11 members sailing on the luxurious ocean liner. Tragically, the entire family perished in the sinking of the ship and became the largest family to die in the disaster. This is their story. The Sage family was from London, England. John George Sage married Annie Elizabeth Ghazali in 1890. By 1907, the couple had 9 children, bringing the total members of the family to 11. By 1911, they lived on Gladstone Street in Peterborough, where they kept a small bakery and shop. During the summer of 1911, John Sage and his eldest son George left Peterborough and set sail for Canada, where they obtained position as cooks and later inspectors for the Canadian Pacific Railway. While working for the CPR, they visited Florida, where John was so impressed by both the countryside and climate that he decided to bring his entire family to America. He purchased a plot of land in Jacksonville, Florida, where he planned to cultivate fruits and pecans. Later that year, he returned to England and prepared the entire family of 11 to move to the US with him. The younger Sage boys and girls were excited about the change of lifestyle in the new world. However, the eldest daughter, Stella, was not looking forward to the change and only agreed to accompany the rest of the family, provided that her father promised to pay her return fare to England if she did not like the new country. John's wife, Annie, also wasn't too excited about the move, having moved for years before the family settled in Peterborough. She was apprehensive about the voyage and had an uneasy feeling that something was going to happen. Preying on her mind was an incident that had happened a couple of years previously when her daughter Dolly had fallen into a well in the backyard of their home in Gladstone Street and almost drowned. Fortunately, she was saved. Annie believed in a folklore that said that a person who had once been rescued from drowning would eventually meet their fate in the same manner. After some persuasion from friends and family, Annie eventually agreed on the move. The family initially planned to travel to the US on the SS Philadelphia, but were forced to change to the Titanic following a coal strike. They thought themselves to be lucky to be able to secure passage on the new White Star liner Titanic. The family booked third-class tickets and boarded the ship on April 10th at Southampton. John Sage joked with friends who had come to see the family off that he would send them a sample of the pecan nuts that he intended to grow on his farm. Not much is known about the journey of the family aboard the Titanic. The Titanic struck the iceberg on the night of April 14, 1912. The Sage family, like many others, faced the horrors of the disaster. The family's last movements on the Titanic are mostly unknown. Some witnesses reported seeing them on the deck. Stella, the oldest daughter, got into a lifeboat but immediately got out of it when she realized that the rest of the family couldn't go with her. Even if one assumes that John's fate was sealed like most men's on the Titanic, it is unclear if the rest of the family was not allowed with her and why the young children and their mother could not be saved. One can only assume that the family either got separated or couldn't get a lifeboat where all the eligible members could be saved together, and they refused to be separated from each other. On April 22nd, young William Sage's body was recovered from the Atlantic by the cable steamer SS Mackay Bennett. His was the 67th body to be found by the vessel. William's remains were buried at sea on the same day. The loss of the entire Sage family was a devastating blow, marking one of the largest single-family losses in the Titanic tragedy. Their story serves as a poignant reminder of the human cost of the disaster and the hopes and dreams that were tragically cut short. The Sage family was just one of the larger families to perish in the disaster. Another notable mention would be the Goodwin family, a family of 8 that also went down with the ship. Thank you for watching the video. If you found the video interesting, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to shounvolution for more such content.